Let's talk gaming on the Apple Vision Pro. Everyone says that Apple Vision Pro doesn't have any games, that it's just for watching movies. Well, they're wrong. From racing with Peter Griffin in your living room to exploring dungeons with friends, Vision Pro has a bunch of games that are both fun and challenging. Now, let's start with one of the newest, Puzzle Sculpt. What happens when a puzzle game doesn't just live on a screen, but spills out into your living room? Puzzle Sculpt challenges your mind while also reshaping your space. The game is developed by Shell Games, which is also the team behind Among Us VR, and it's a spatial game that tasks you with removing blocks to reveal collectibles called deco objects. It provides different clues on how the blocks need to remain and which ones need to be cleared out, and you basically need to figure out how to free the deco object from this puzzle. Once you do, the objects don't just stay confined to the game world, you can actually place them around your real world environment, turning your coffee table or bookshelf into kind of a digital trophy case. With over 70 puzzles and more than 12 hours of gameplay, Puzzle Sculpt offers a substantial experience. The game leverages Vision Pro spatial awareness, seamlessly blending virtual puzzles with your physical surroundings. As you progress, the puzzles increase in difficulty, creating a natural learning curve. It's challenging and interesting and is the kind of game that I think excels on the Vision Pro. You can download this one right now on Apple Arcade. Next, what if I told you that Vision Pro could turn your living room into the ultimate Dungeons and Dragons session? No miniatures to paint, no maps to draw, just pure immersive fantasy adventure. That's the promise of Demeo, which changed how I want to play tabletop games going forward. Demeo is a premium cooperative dungeon crawling adventure. It transforms your physical space into a virtual tabletop, complete with miniature heroes and monsters. Up to 4 players can join in, each seeing the game from their own unique perspective. The social aspect really brings the classic tabletop experience to life in the digital realm. The game offers impressive variety with 7 hero types to choose from, and you'll explore 5 unique turn-based strategy adventures, each set in different fantasy environments. Now, the immersive mode lets you zoom in on the action, getting up close and personal with your digital characters, but you can also just play it in a windowed mode with a controller, which in my opinion is nowhere near as interesting. One thing I do wish they would add though is a mixed reality environment with the tabletop game appearing in your world rather than the fully immersive Demeo environment as the only immersive option. That said, if you're looking for a premium game with a ton of replay value, Demeo is the one. You can get it for $39.99 on the App Store. Next, what if Vision Pro could transform your coffee table into a virtual musical instrument? A game where you're not just watching the rhythm, but feeling it too. Enter DapTap, a premium rhythm game that's bringing that Beat Saber energy to the Vision Pro. Priced at $9.99, DapTap offers 2 distinct modes. The fully immersive option plunges you into an intense, focused gameplay session. But it's the pass-through mode that really showcases Vision Pro's potential, in my opinion at least, blending virtual elements seamlessly with your real-world environment. What sets DapTap apart is its use of Vision Pro's advanced hand tracking technology. No controllers are needed here. Your hands become the instruments. This controller-free experience creates a more natural, intuitive way to interact with the game. DapTap offers a variety of music genres from electronic to rock, ensuring there's something for everyone's taste. And this is one of the best Apple Vision Pro games so far. It's fun, it's easy to learn, and it takes advantage of that unique hardware. Okay, next is another fun one. Have you ever dreamed of having a pool table in your living room? With Virtual Pool IRL on Apple Vision Pro, that dream becomes a virtual reality. Virtual Pool IRL offers realistic 3D pool tables that just appear in your space. You can choose from multiple table sizes to fit your room perfectly. And whether you're into 8-ball or 9-ball, this game has you covered with classic game modes and lifelike physics. Virtual Pool IRL is another game that uses Vision Pro's hand tracking technology, and that's where it shines. You line up your shots by walking around the table, just like in real life, and control the cue with natural hand movements for that authentic pool playing feel. At $9.99, it's a fraction of the cost of a real pool table with none of the maintenance, and it even integrates share play so that you can play with your friends. Of course, they'd also need to have a Vision Pro to join in. This next game is more about a futuristic arcade feel. Thrasher transforms your space into what feels like a full-blown sensory overload arcade experience. At its core, it's an action game where you guide kind of this space eel through unusual landscapes, but it's the way you play that sets it apart. Again, using Vision Pro's hand tracking technology, you control this character with intuitive gestures in a way that feels familiar, futuristic, and like it's just super fluid. The game features 9 unique encounters with these mysterious bosses or leviathans, each designed to challenge your reflexes and hand-eye coordination. And as you progress, you'll unlock different power-ups that enhance your abilities, like creating a destructive rainbow spray of bullets or slowing down time to navigate obstacles. The chaotic visuals and pulsating soundtrack create an immersive environment that blends music, visuals, and gameplay in a way that just feels so cool. You can grab this one for $19.99 on the App Store. All right, let's move from chaotic space eels over to cartoon characters in go-karts. Up next is Warped Kart Racers, an Apple Arcade title that's putting a new spin on the genre while feeling super familiar to anyone who's ever played Mario Kart. This game brings together characters from popular animated shows like Family Guy, American Dad, and King of the Hill. You steer by literally mimicking a steering wheel with your hands. Again, no need for a controller. This takes full advantage of Vision Pro's hand tracking capabilities, creating an intuitive and immersive racing experience. The game has 20 different characters racing across 16 maps inspired by fan favorite episodes. And whether you're tackling the single player campaign or competing in 8-player multiplayer matches, there's plenty of content to keep you entertained. Daily challenges add an extra layer of engagement, letting you unlock new characters, skins, and carts through gameplay alone. No in-app purchases needed. Visually, Warped Kart Racers is a treat. The colorful, detailed environments are filled with nods to the different shows, even including inside jokes and Easter eggs. You can download this one through Apple Arcade. Now, while racing through cartoons is awesome, what if you could bring your favorite classic board games to life? Game Room is an Apple Arcade title that takes classic tabletop games and transforms them into mixed reality experience. And it's made by the same developer as Demeo, which I talked about a few minutes ago. The app features high resolution graphics that create detailed interactive game boards and pieces, making each game feel like it's actually alive. And the coolest part of Game Room for me is that it doesn't just support local multiplayer and online matches, letting you challenge friends through share play, but it also uses the spatial personas feature, which means your friends aren't confined to a window. Instead, it's like their persona is actually right there in the room with you. It's game night reimagined for the digital age, and it is so cool. You get a bunch of classic games here, including Solitaire, Checkers, Chess, Hearts, Yahtzee, Sea Battle, which is their version of Battleship, and Flip It, which is their version of Othello or Reversi. You can even customize your environment, choosing from the built-in 3D settings or the game's imaginary virtual library environment. You can download this one from Apple Arcade. So there you have it, 7 games for Apple Vision Pro that I think are a mix of fun, challenging, impressive, and cool to play with friends. Now, while the Vision Pro game library continues to grow, these games demonstrate the potential of hand tracking and environmental mapping. Now, if you're looking for more fantastic Apple Vision Pro apps that aren't games, I've got videos on those too. Check out this one right here for 7 apps that I love. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I will catch you in the next video.